Good evening.
How's it going?
Excellent. How's it going with yourself?
I'm glad to hear. Doing well.
What's going on,
Doing very
everybody?
well. Let's see,
It's been another week.
it has been another week. It's been a long day.
Yeah, I know. Just getting everything set up here. Got so many screens now.
Yep.
All right. So yeah, welcome everyone. Quite a bit of gaming news this week, actually. So
Some saber rattling in the gaming section this week.
yeah, I know. So we're gonna get into the maybe in a minute. We'll get into the big one, which is gonna be Epic and everyone fighting Apple to the death, basically. Simon, what's going on? Welcome. I know
Simon, what's up,
Simon's
buddy?
here to chat about some Epic games. I know, so we'll jump in.
Simon's hanging out.
Yeah.
Join the rowdy crew. Got the smiley face.
I know. It's such a creepy smiley face.
It is a creepy smile. I've always thought that, and I'm glad someone else agrees.
I know. It looks like a serial killer mask or something. I don't. What? It's like kind of creepy clown face a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Twitch icons are a little weird.
I will, as always, I'll update us on our free Twitch games. If you are a Twitch Prime subscriber, The Inner World became free August 13th. So go over to your Twitch Prime, to your little crown, claim it, and get your free game. There's about, I think, 13 or 14 free games right now on
Nice.
Twitch Prime.
And then you're saying, was it Quake or
Quake 3 on the launcher? Although that may be a regional thing. Let me verify that.
World Order? What's going on? He's got the creepy tongue
World
smiley
Order.
face.
What's up, buddy? How you doing, world? So I have to say, on a random side note, I actually watched the Obi-Wan teaser trailer from the AD Edits. Have you seen that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll post it. Take a look at that. We should watch that. Someone did some of the edits, kind of putting together a little more extended teaser trailer of the new the Kenobi TV show that's gonna be coming out on Disney Plus.
All right, let's go big. So everyone can see, I'm getting I live in Georgia.
Raise taxes $2,000 a year.
I know.
We can't afford John Ossoff.
All right.
We afford any politician? That's a better question. The answer is no. Yeah. Ugh. Hate to be. Glad I don't live in a swing state.
Yeah.
Alone? No. You people are never alone. Some
So
spirit
excited for
or
this.
something is always with you, isn't it? Where are you?
There's a thing that swallows you. It holds you together while it's tearing you apart.
Obi-Wan. I've loved you always. I always will.
Have you trained the boy?
And it's terrifying.
I can feel his presence. Kenobi.
But I'll stay as long as it takes. Forever. To witness the end.
What will you do when they catch you? Kenobi! What will you do if they break you?
I'll make
suffering. You must realize with his power, this is a very dangerous place for him to be.
Well, I know we're gonna get a copyright strike for the music on that.
They'll just mute that section of the stream.
Yeah. I was like, where? I've heard this song before. What is it from? What do you
I'm
think?
super. I now, granted, that's like a person's interpretation, but I'm pretty excited about it. I'm not gonna lie. As a kid growing up in the Star Wars fandom, I was born in the early 80s, basically the earliest point of the 80s. And so I grew up on Star Wars as a young kid. Lucas's next three of the original, 1, 2, and 3, episode 1, 2, and 3 came out in high school for me, in college. Big fan of that. And I used to, when it came out, I used to hate I saw all the movies, I was like, "Arr." And then when they were brought out The Force Awakens, I went back and rewatched all 6 straight through. And I was like, these are way better than I remember them being. Like, I couldn't have even said that. Like, we had this big watch party. In one day, we'd always we watched all of them. And I was like, does anyone else feel this way? And everyone's like, actually, yeah. The acting's pretty bad in the second one, episode 2. But the Return of the Sith, or the episode 3, it's a pretty dark, twisted, solid story. So I liked it. And this right here makes me, I always wondered, in between the time, what did Obi do for 40 years?
Yeah, if it's anything as good as The Mandalorian, then I'm definitely on board with that. But yeah, we'll see.
Now you're talking something else that I went to mention tonight for news.
Oh,
I'm super pumped, and this is a very hot topic amongst the Star Wars fandom. But most Star Wars fans that I know feel this way. News is Kathleen Kennedy is going to be out of Lucas, and it sounds like they're looking at bringing back George Lucas.
interesting. Well, I guess that would beg the question, like, did you like his newest 3 movies versus her newest 3 movies?
Well, what I've read, and again, this is all rumors, so let's be very clear. I do not have any inside information to Lucas at LucasArts or Disney, so this is not me talking from a place of industry knowledge. This is just me speculating what I've heard, kind of looking at the tea leaves. But the rumor has it that he handed them the outline for the next 3 films. He trusted J.J. Abrams' view of one of it, but there were some big changes, and he, in an interview, basically blames Kathleen Kennedy for ruining Star Wars. So what I have read is that they are going to take the latest series of movies and set them all aside, and they are no longer going to be part of the Star Wars canon. So, which is interesting, because they were saying before that all the Star Wars canon didn't matter. This is the new direction.
Right.
I know that.
So they're going to say these last 3 movies, Skywalker and everything. I thought they were just going to move on from it. Like, we're just done with the Skywalker.
From what I'm hearing is that they are going to totally say this is its own little spin-off thing, kind of.
That's interesting. Because I feel like every time they go away from the Skywalker stuff, like, it's better.
Yeah.
Like, I know Solo didn't do great.
I actually those were my favorite ones.
Okay. I liked it. I liked it pretty well, honestly. Rogue One, I thought was fantastic.
My issue with Rogue One is it felt like they were doing too much homage to the original Star Wars a little bit, But I love the leads. I thought that
they did. The acting was great.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Star Wars fans were really upset Kathleen. So when Solo flopped, Kathleen came out and said, "Oh, it just shows that." She actually said that a white male lead can't do it, and that people were. And then when people were upset with the last one, they said it's because people were afraid of strong female characters. Like she's made a lot of derogatory statements to the fandom. I'm like, Felicity Jones rocked in Rogue One, right? Like,
oh yeah, she did great.
I thought she was amazing. And then, if you're anyone under the age of 50, who's the strongest female lead in like film history? It's like Ripley from Alien, and then Princess Leia, right? I mean, like, so I don't think that was. I think it felt like it was just this like cop out, blaming people for slamming bad stories because they were just poorly written.
I'm not like a crazy Star Wars fan really, but not the last one, the one before that, where they're running the entire movie. And when he turns the ship around and does like light speed into the Armada group.
Oh yeah.
Like from an art standpoint, that was like one of the coolest shots. Like whoever art directed that, like well done. It just looked awesome.
They were beautiful films, period.
But with that, they broke the world.
Yeah.
That's all it took. And they broke like the whole premise of everything. It's like, well, why haven't you been doing this the entire time? Like,
well, yeah, that's my big complaints too on that one too, where it's like they don't tell their lead fighter pilot, the head of all their fighter pilots, the actual plan. The reasons were never given. Like, why would you not include this person?
Well, and that ties into our anime talk a little bit about like how is he the lead of this squadron guy, but you can't trust him with like some basic information? It's like, what is he? Because you can be a little risky and but that person is not your leader of everything if they're just going to be completely disregard all commands and just do whatever they want all the time. Like that person doesn't rise to the head.
Well, then I question your leadership if you're putting that person in position, right? I mean, like
exactly. Like he's in like management talk, right? He's a high performing individual contributor, but that does not make him the leader of this.
No, correct.
So I don't understand. Like, just because he's the best pilot doesn't mean that he should be leading everyone. So like that didn't make any sense. And then when they flew into the ships, like, while I thought that idea was awesome, it just opens up like, why haven't you just been sending one ship against each Star Destroyer for this entire time? Like, why didn't you just light speed a ship into the Death Star? Like, why did it's like the Eagles in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah. Yes. Why not just fly the Hobbit all the way to
fly them all the way there? Like, what are you doing?
I agree. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like you wish you were a fly on the wall for the writers' room sessions. It's like they're making these decisions. You're like, so who thought this was a good idea?
Right. And for our anime fans out there, if you're watching the newest Sword Art Online, like that's getting a little bit to me too. It's just like, come on. Hey, how's it going?
I'm looking here.
Shin Megumi Gaming.
What's up?
I don't know if I haven't actually watched the latest episode of Sword Art, but I know that he wakes up. But it's just like everything is at the last minute. It's like
always
it's always. There's never everything. He's just like wait. Everyone's gonna die, and then something happens and saves it, and then everyone's gonna die, and then something saves it. It's just over and over and over. It's getting to me.
So going back to the Star Wars thing though, right? Like, I think so. All this to say, I think a lot of people will turn off by Kathleen Kennedy when people say the new Star Wars movies are the worst movies ever. I'm a fan. I really found them disappointing. When I left the theater on almost all of them, though, I was like, that was a pretty fun movie. I think because, like, from a special effects perspective, they're top notch, man. I mean, they are.
ILM's them and Weta are the top people like for consistency in the world,
Yeah, it was just bad writing and bad care. Like, I felt bad for the actors because it's like
someone Blue Yeti broke. I think Are you talking about Ryan? Ryan's on the headset mic.
Yeah. No, the Blue Yeti's packed up.
Yeah, we'll pull that out with once we start doing the interviews soon.
Yeah, listen, but I will have a new setup very soon, and this will no longer be behind me. I'll be moving into the wonderful, the quality of a Jeremy Chin streaming room.
Oh, with fancy lights and. But yeah, no, I thought they were pretty fun. So we'll see. Yep, I know you gotta get your anime statues. I can recommend some good ones if you're in need.
All right, so someone, whoever wants to send me an anime, statue, I'll put the first one that's stream appropriate. I will specify it needs to be a stream appropriate.
Mine are all stream appropriate.
I'm just playing. Who wants to send me an anime statue? The first person, I will put it up, right? But I have some Star Wars stuff coming. I got my sister, who is phenomenal.
He's not spending $150 on you. I know they are expensive, honestly. Like the nice ones.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll get there. I have some cool Star Wars stuff that my sister made. That she got me. It's really cool. I'll have that up on the wall. I got some lighting. I have a good plan.
Nice,
guys. I'm not spending $200 on an anime statue. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not going to tell you how much these cost behind me then.
Jeremy, mount your own television. I should mount my own television. That's right.
And then, well, the big one is the knife head that my head is in the way of. Right there. That one.
That's cool looking though.
Yeah, they were very pricey.
You know what, Jeremy? That's what we should do. We should have an in-person stream where we stream us playing the original television games.
I don't even know what that is. I'm not that old. Like, come on.
I'm hurt, guys. I have to log off stream. I'm just kidding. The Intellivision was before the Atari. It's
Do I look that old? I mean, I know I'm like aging a bit, but the gray.
Look, if it was the two of us on stream, like who's aging better? This is not a debate. You're gonna win every time. So, but yeah, no.
When did the Atari come out? Yeah.
When did the Atari come out?
Yeah, well, you're saying this is before the Atari. Like, when did that come out?
70. Let me look here. I'm gonna make sure I don't want to say anything incorrectly. The 2600 came out in 1977, September 11th, 1977.
I wasn't alive then. Oh.
Okay, neither was I. I still know about it.
So now, yeah, you were close. Yeah.
The television was discontinued in 1990. Oh.
I think this is for Shin Megami. So I watched an inordinate amount of Black Clover, and you're right, it does get a bit better. As a random aside. Yeah, it does. I will say it's definitely one that you binge because there's a lot of recap, which means you can get through the episodes pretty quick. But I think I'm on like episode 40 or something now, and it has gotten better.
All right, guys, I have some amazing gaming trivia for you all right? Check this out. Who knows what Play Cable was?
Yes, I'm in the underwater temple right now. They're in the middle of the fight. And that's where I've stopped.
All right, so again...
sorry. No, it's fine. You go ahead. I'm waiting for people to respond. So while that's happening, we're talking about random.
So if you guys, I'm really interested to know who knows what Play Cable is. All right, guys. Play Cable was an online service that was introduced in 1980. All right. It allowed local cable television operators to send games to the Intellivision over cable wires, like through TV signals. So subscribers would use a device called a Play Cable adapter, all right, and they would download their games for the Intellivision. This was in 1980. Like, talk about being ahead of its time. It got discontinued in 1983, but
that's a shame.
Yeah,
I was never allowed to see it. First in-demand gaming service, huh?
I mean, yeah, on demand, in demand, not on demand. Very different. I don't think it was widely used.
Yeah, that and the Laserdisc. Oh, okay. So this was a few streams back for anyone that joins us regularly, but we talked about a woman whose son, I think, like stole her bank account information or something.
Yep.
Spent $20,000 on Twitch subscriptions, which is, all right. So she got it back. I'm happy to say. So I don't know if she worked with the bank or something that they refunded most of her money.
I actually know all the details to this. I had a call with someone this week.
I have a
buddy of mine that works for a little company called Exola. Exola there are a lot of things, but they started off as a payment processor for all kinds of things, and they were the ones that had to work with her on that.
Oh,
so let's give props to Exola for assisting her because they did not have to.
Well, they should be. They're in the press releases, right? I'm sure that would be good press for them. I mean, that's excellent customer service.
I don't know. I've not seen any public information that they did that, so I don't know.
Oh.
But
now you know, because they should, because that's great. That's great service, yeah. And then I hear that the son is in counseling
for abuse, for being beaten to death. For theft. I mean, how far does a parent's grace extend? We now know from this situation.
She run this out. No, she's in I think England, right?
Yeah, I think it was United Kingdom, correct.
Yeah. I don't know if they have corporal punishment in the United Kingdom or not. It's going out of style most places in the West, but
yeah.
Plus the kid was 16. He wasn't a 10-year-old or something.
Yeah, that's kind of my problem. Like, really, dude, you didn't know? Really? Come on, man, you're 16. And in that case, that is the parents' fault.
He was just stealing from his parents.
Absolutely. Yep. He was just stealing from his parents. I mean, if you're gonna steal from someone, might as well steal from mom and dad, right? I mean, like,
Yeah, it was just... So, but yeah, no, he is lucky. Oh, hey, Pixie Evil, thanks for the follow.
Hey, nice. Oh, our graphics are working.
I know they were working. The sounds.
Hey, you know what? I think I actually know Pixie Evil.
Oh,
what's up, Pixie?
Excellent.
Thanks for stopping by. I think Pixie's a high school friend of mine. Oh. So I don't know that for certain. I could be totally wrong on that, but I'm pretty confident.
Oh, I know. Thanks, Simon. Yeah, I need to get the other one working better with the flames, but sorry, what were we talking about? Corporal punishment in England. So yeah, I don't know if they do that, but I'm glad teens are idiots.
Proof right here. So are you calling yourself an idiot, World Order?
Yeah, no.
With all that water and fire.
I actually do have Earth graphics as well that we could incorporate. I just have not had time because you'd have to build them out for YouTube and Facebook, which it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah, it does. And as we all know, Jeremy has plenty of time on his hands because he doesn't do anything.
I do have a lot of time.
He does nothing. He just hangs out and does all. I'm getting blown up here. There we go.
Maddox, how's it going?
Maddox, what's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping back by again.
Yeah, we're just stringing everyone along before we get to the big news of the week.
The big news of the week.
After the break.
Make sure you hang around for the next segment.
Yeah.
Which we have it's still like right in front of them. We still have it up.
I know, yeah, we have it up, but that's what we're going to talk about eventually. So, well, see, I wanted to have it up there because if you didn't know, you can look it up in the meantime. Because I'd like to hear other people's opinions on it. Because this could really go a couple of ways, honestly.
Well, and we also have the Xbox side of this equation too, right? With xCloud.
Yeah,
so
it's complex. So I'm interested to hear what people in the chat think as well.
It's the first most interesting thing we've had in a while.
Yeah, it really is. A couple of things though. So for the voice actor from Earth, Final Fantasy. Oh, really? Nice. What does she do for stream? Is this for like just chatting or she just went live. Nice. Well, everyone's gonna leave our stream now and go hang out with Aerith from Final Fantasy.
Everyone's gonna leave. This is me and Jerry by ourselves crying. Wants to watch us.
Oh, Shin Megumi's he's got both. Man, that's nice.
No, Xbox is not happy right now with Apple. I don't think is anyone happy with Apple. I mean, honestly, like
I'm happy with that they at least purportedly take security seriously.
Well, there's that.
I do like that.
I mean, to be fair, I always say that I got my start by ruining the App Store. So,
yeah,
I guess I can thank Apple for that, right? The old Xcode days.
Yeah. All right, but we're gonna get into that. There's a couple of things. So Dr. Disrespect, for those of you that are in the Twitch streaming realm, as you know, was banned from Twitch. What was that, about a month ago?
Yeah, 5 or 6 weeks ago. Yeah, I think that sounds right.
So he started twitching on YouTube, and he did this big build up. He released like a 80s style music video. That was phenomenal.
It was total shade. Yes. Total shade.
And then went live with a picture of a gas station and a Lamborghini sitting at the gas station with a radio station playing in the background, like talking about his Twitch ban or something. I think he got up to, I don't know what he got. He got up to like 450. Oh, he had over 1 million on YouTube. And people were paying $5 to watch this. I want someone to explain it to me, honestly. Like, maybe I just don't get it. I don't know.
So,
like,
I
wouldn't pay $5 for that. I'm sorry.
I have a theory on it though. So I think a lot of his fans have missed him, right?
Sure.
Yes, he arguably has the most loyal fan base. One of them outside of maybe PewDiePie.
Yeah.
I mean, period. So.
Well, I know I'm out of touch. I'm okay knowing that.
Well, but what I'm saying is, I think a lot of people feel like he got a raw deal. I think he got some shady stuff, and so I think people are wanting to support him. They miss him. They're glad he's back. So that's my take.
Well, he did well. I would say for hype building. I mean, that was a masterclass in hype building if you're a stream creator, for sure. And then now he has a book that he's putting out. I think, yeah.
Nice, the old book play.
Yeah.
Just to give you guys some perspective on 1 million, he had 1 million concurrent people, right? Like 1 million people concurrently watching him, right?
When I kind of stopped checking, it was like 450,000 or something. He has a TV series coming. I saw the book thing earlier today.
All right, just to give you guys perspective, he had more people watching him concurrently than in the entire city of Austin, the entire city of Jacksonville, the entire city of Fort Worth, or Columbus, or Charlotte, about on par with the cities of San Jose and Dallas. Like imagine every person.
1/3 the size of New Zealand.
And 1/3 the size of New Zealand. That's insanity.
Yeah, that's nuts. So he may have made like $1 million just putting up a picture of a gas station. Like, well played.
As my friend Shipley would do, the comedian, he would give a little applause for them.
I won't get into what that says about our society, but well played.
Now I will say, so at the 1 minute, at the 1 hour mark, he at 50 minutes he kicked in, actually got on camera, and he actually played. Okay. So he was playing some Call of Duty.
Well, there you go.
So for those of you who like Dr. Disrespect, here we go.
I know. Yeah. Hats off to you, sir.
Hey, I mean, he's got a shtick. I mean, he's younger than me, not by much, but a little bit. So, listen, if you're a streamer, to build the level they've built to, it's something special, honestly, and it's really hard to do.
Oh yeah, I think it's part like having something special, part luck, part grinding it out, part getting in at the right time, part having something that just catches it. You know, there's so many factors.
Yeah,
but it's like any of those big businesses. It's all of that stuff has to come together. That's why there's not very many of them, right?
No, I mean, I agree. You have to be skilled at something. They're obviously skilled as they play, right?
Yep.
But he also does a lot with his fans. I mean, so yeah, I mean, it's a lot of things.
It's a lot of work in building that. Well, and you have to play well and be entertaining. And I mean, he commits to the character.
He does. Whatever you want to say about him, you can't argue that. There's no disagreeing that he commits to the character. That is for certain.
Yep.
That is for certain.
Oh, do you know anything about his actual personality? He's probably just sits quietly at home and has like.
No, I think he's a pretty boisterous guy.
Well, I mean, you would have to be. I don't think you could completely, because it's hard. It's very difficult to stream for that long and keep up a character that's completely opposite to who you are. Right? So it would have to meld in somehow.
Yeah, I agree. I think.
Especially when you get into those long ones, like 24-hour streams and stuff, you can't fake being another person for that long unless it really ties in somehow.
I mean, honestly, to keep his energy level like he does for that length of time, it's pretty fascinating. I mean, if you've streamed at all, streaming's hard. If everyone could be successful at it, there would be a lot more successful people at it. You know, I mean, like it's hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of people that make a living streaming is just minuscule, I think.
Very low. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Very go. I'm looking here something too on him.
And we talked about being the person he always wanted to be. Oh yeah, I could see that. Especially if you've practiced it for a long time, I can see it becoming more natural. And he probably has started to merge a bit with the character, I would think too.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
if you were not confident, but then you're projecting this confidence constantly, I mean, I imagine that's starting to, especially with how successful he's been with it.
Oh, it's a whole other level. I mean, Shroud and him. It's funny. So for those who don't know, we have a game design course which Troy Dunaway is the main creator behind, and we've had some students that say he looks like Shroud, so they started calling him Shroud's dad. So I affectionately call our game design department head Shroud's dad.
we should just start advertising that. Oh, he's heard that. Apparently it is out. Oh no.
It is now there.
I know. Yeah, so Shroud's dad streams with us.
Start that rumor. Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to spread that around the internet. So I think Shroud is back on Twitch, right? And then Ninja is on YouTube now. So all the big Mixer people. Yeah, it would be an easy way to get a ton of views. We just need to get that to catch on.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, it's Shroud's dad. Come join Shroud's dad. Talk about game design. I'll be honest, if I didn't know any better, I'm like, sweet, let's go check it out.
Shroud's dad did games. Oh, that's amazing.
Oh my word. I got the giggles now.
He does have a bit of a resemblance, I will say.
They do look a little similar. Yeah, I agree. Not overtly, but just
just enough where you could almost believe it.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like when people like you have like your kids adopted, and you're like, oh yeah, I see them just like you.
Yeah.
Thanks. They don't.
No.
Thankfully for their sake, they don't look like me.
But yeah, I think that was the biggest. Oh well, and not that I really want to get into it too much, but I guess Pokimane has taken a month off because of all the hate that she's getting over I can't even remember what it's called, but I guess it's when like another streamer puts together like all the hypocrisy you've said over the years and makes a YouTube video out of it.
Yeah.
There's some name for it. Clearly, I'm in the know of all the cool stuff because I can't remember this term. But anyway, when you make a hate video of someone,
When you make a hate video. Teacher man, what's up, buddy? Thanks for stopping by.
yeah, how's it going?
It's Teacher X Man. So are you a
Teacher
teacher
X-Man.
that was are you like an X-Men, or like you were a man and you're not now? You know, like what is the X part?
Or is it teacher and man, like they do in anime, where it's like the X is the and?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. A diss track. Yeah, thanks for a diss track.
Is that what it was called? Okay, yeah. So somebody made one. I'm not well versed in the streaming community, so Lucky something like that made this about her, and then I guess word got out that she might have a boyfriend, which was shocking.
What kind of drama is this? These poor people.
I know.
Goodness.
Dan
Sorry.
Harmon wanted to cancel Rick and Morty. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the streaming world recently.
Yeah, lots good and bad. I do find it fascinating. I'm interested to see the fallout of all these big streamers moving different places. Do their communities move with them? Do they still stay on the platform?
Well, I mean, Disrespect, it seems like they clearly went over with him. And Shroud had a huge viewer. Are you talking about the 500,000 Shin Megumi? Was that for Shroud? Is that what you're talking about? Or was that Dr. Disrespect again? I think they all did quite well. I mean, they pulled in 500,000 concurrent people jumping back on. Yeah, streaming is very cutthroat, and well, the problem is because you're incentivized. People are incentivized to come after you because if you're very popular, and they make diss tracks or talk negatively about you or whatever, then their videos show up when they're searching for that person. So
yeah,
everyone's just incentivized to go after the biggest people all the time because then that raises their popularity as well. So it's just kind of how it goes.
Shroud's live right now.
What's that?
Shroud's live right now with 58,000 people watching him.
Well, maybe we should have Shroud's dad come on, and then
and raid Shroud with Shroud's dad.
Your dad says hi.
He'd be like, "What?" Okay, time for a hate video then. Teacher Man's making a hate video.
Oh no.
Teacher Man's gonna find all of our hypocrisies and make us our own hate video.
We're not really trying to pretend to be anyone that we're not, though. So, no, if there's
no. Maybe that's
this kind of is what you get, and I'm sorry, and that's why we don't have 38,000 people watching us.
Exactly. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I think that's the kind of biggest stuff on that end, really. I don't know if you wanted to do the honors, Ryan, of announcing our new game design mentor.
Oh, yes. Yes, we do have a new game design mentor.
Yeah.
We are excited to announce that a 30-year industry veteran has been joining us here. Mr. Scott Bayless will be a new game design mentor for us. And we're really excited about Scott coming on. He is hands down one of the smartest men that I know in the industry, been around for a long time, understands the business side of it, the design side of it, the producing side of it, the writing side of it. You name it, he gets it. So we're super pumped to have Scott on. I think he starts in like 2 weeks or something.
September, yeah. Shin Megumi knows of Scott.
Passionately knows about Scott.
Yeah.
So we're excited about that. So if you're wanting to take game design, we have a pretty killer lineup. We've got 6 game design teachers now. Is that right? Or 5?
No, I think we have 6. Bright AU, thanks for the follow.
So yeah, thank you so much, Bright. Yeah, so we're super excited with that one.
Now we have 7 game design mentors now. Yeah.
And we need them because people are taking a class and liking it. We love that. That's why that is literally why we exist. For people to come and learn and grow, and we're pretty excited about it. Nice.
Oh, thanks.
Thanks, Bright.
Thanks for joining us. This is our kind of hangout stream.
Yeah, this is really a stream about you guys. Frankly, we let you kind of get involved and ask, and then we talk about relevant, entertainment / digital media news.
We would love to have you if you're ever able to. Hey, how's it going, Drotzko?
Drawn Skull, what's up, buddy?
Welcome. Yeah. We are sorry about that. Hopefully the streams have provided you a little bit of extra content. At least some of the I know ours is probably not that helpful, but hopefully it's entertaining. But at least the rest of them are have some good information for you. So
I mean, the truth is, Jeremy, if you and I did, we could put together a pretty intelligent, worthy stream for them sometime. We should do that.
I suppose.
But that's not the point. You guys have enough of that. We have so many awesome people that are involved in streaming here with us. If you guys get a chance, we've got Brian and Scott and Brandon and Simon. I think he's still with us. Troy, Eric. I think we have some other people coming on as well, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get a Houdini stream going, Houdini effects stream. I know Brian has been doing a bit of Houdini in the modeling streams, but we're gonna have a effects one, and then animation, 3D animation is coming as well. So just waiting for everybody to free up a little bit. Yeah, we should be good. I guess we could, you could probably talk about game business. I could always come on and do a ZBrush stream, I suppose, but there's so many of those online. Sure.
We should do a ZBrush stream, guys, where I'll be commenting in the weird, creepy goth voice as he makes such a small chisel to find the arm.
It would be excellent.
Just use the soft goth voice.
Yeah.
ZBrush.
That would be amazing.
Hey, people probably would actually enjoy that.
You might actually be onto something.
I could
the
be like
microphone right next to the Wacom, and you could hear just the little tap constantly. It's like
yeah, exactly. That's our shtick, Jeremy. There we go. That'll be our new shtick. No, yeah, for those who don't know, Jeremy is extremely talented. Me, I just hang out. They're like, we need some really dumb guy. Oh, that Ryan guy. We'll put him on the stream.
I needed more beard. I can't grow a beard like that, so.
Although, look, if you guys notice, I cut off tons of my beard.
I know it's looking very nice.
It was just getting a little too.
ZBrush Bob Ross. Yeah.
Do ZBrush Bob Ross skit. I just picture Jeremy the Fro.
Actually,
I would love that.
That would probably do pretty well.
It would be brilliant. It would be.
And if you, because you're here, like I get more animated. But if you weren't here, I could do that. Like it would get really monotone, and we could make it really soft, and be like, all right, guys. So now what I'm gonna do is we're gonna make some asymmetry on the face now, and yeah.
If you get the jawline here, I'm going to just a little bit.
All right, now we're gonna add on some pores, and then we could just drag pores on for like 2 hours. and then have the Wacom mic'd. That would be gold.
It'd be an awesome stream, actually. Yeah. How do you feel about Halo Infinite getting delayed? I have mixed feelings on that. Drawn.
All right. Well, I guess we can talk about that, and then that'll be a good segue into the Epic stuff, and then we can do that for the.
Make no mistakes, just happy accidents. Perfect. Great. I love it. Yeah. So. And Coherent, what's up? Is that Bob Ross or Ben Stein? Thanks for stopping by.
I'm sad. I won't say who it was. I'm sad to admit this, but so when I worked at Rhythm, I did some like ZBrush content and stuff for that to train some of the other people. And I walked in on one of the fellow modelers watching it. They were asleep.
Oh.
So I know I can do the relaxing voice because apparently it literally puts people to sleep. so I know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I know. I have thought about it. I think that'd be an amazing stream.
Our stream goal is to have people watch our stream and fall asleep to us. That's our goal, is to have people like get in. And
Well, if we could do that regularly, we could start charging for that.
Exactly. Good night's rest.
It's like meditation ZBrush stream for
It's like spoken word stream.
before going to bed. Take your
The subs start
melatonin.
rolling in.
Yeah. All right, Halo
so
Infinite delayed.
Yeah, going back to Halo Infinite, I have mixed feelings on it. I feel really bad for Microsoft because I don't know what you're buying an Xbox for this fall. I mean, I do in theory, but I mean that was it. That's how you
Game
sell
Pass, do you
consoles.
think?
But I have an Xbox One X. I already have Game Pass. Like,
True.
although they have Smartly, I challenge any of you all to go look online for an Xbox One X on Amazon. You can probably find it on eBay. If you go on Amazon or GameStop or Best Buy or wherever you're at,
Oh, they stopped selling them? Really? That's sneaky. That's sneaky. They discontinued them.
they
Oh.
discontinued them. They're out. They're gone. It's actually not nefarious as it sounds. It is, but it really actually has to do with supply line and production costs, right? I mean, it makes logical sense. But what I will say is about the game specifically drawn, I think it's a great decision. I am a fan of pushing a game back to make it right. Blizzard used to do this. Unfortunately, I remember wanting Diablo 2 so badly, and just like kept waiting, and when it finally came, it was perfect, right? Same with StarCraft. So I respect studios that make the decision to delay a product, either based off consumer feedback or just they don't think it's right internally until it's right. There are exceptions where that doesn't work out. Nukem. But
delayed. And you're like, they should have just kept that.
yeah, no, but it's infinitely delayed. But yeah, no, I think overall it's a good thing for the game. I think it's a bad thing for selling a bunch of Xbox consoles this Christmas. But I mean, I'll be getting an Xbox. When it launches, I'll still get it because
I'm gonna be honest. I may not.
Yeah,
I think I'm.
we
gonna
know
wait.
you're a Sony boy waiting for Stray. We know what's up.
I know. I do want Stray. Actually, I want the. Ah man, I'm blanking on it. The Spirit one. The girl running around, little mushy balls.
My goodness, yeah.
I know, right? We're blanking on it too. Kina.
Yeah, Kina. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, I'm excited. I'm gonna get Kina, and I'm probably gonna rent Stray. I know. I think they have some good games, and Cyberpunk probably. Valhalla probably. Yeah.
Well, Cyberpunk got delayed as well, though, right? So.
Yep. I do want to play as a dual sword wielding Viking. I'm not gonna lie. That just sounds cool.
You should grow the Viking hair back for the stream. That should be your first.
I could do that. I can't do the beard though. That's the problem. I pulled off the hair pretty well, but
we'll buy one of those like stick-on beards. Like
one of the long ones. Well, if you watch the show, a couple of them don't grow great beards either. They're like pretty thin.
So I did not hear a new Def Jam game. That's cool. Actually, I mean I did, but that would be cool. The next fighting game that I'm waiting for, completely biased plug here, is for Mighty Fight Federation.
See if Mortal Shell releases tomorrow. I know we did talk about Mortal Shell a couple streams ago. I don't know how it plays, so I would love to hear about it, but it looks fantastic.
I'm interested too because what we saw didn't. Wow, Polygon says Mortal Shell is a Souls-like without the baggage.
Yeah. Been posting gameplay all day today. How does it look?
I mean, it's cold symmetry, right? I mean, so like.
The only reason I knew about it is because I'm a big fan of one of their artists, Vitaly Bulgarov. So if you don't know who that is, definitely check out his modeling work. He is fantastic. And I think he did a bunch of the sculpts for Mortal Shell.
The Suicide Squad game gets my interest level peaked about 0.001 out of 100. Can care out. There are
thanks for the follow.
Few things I could care less about on that. Batman game now. The last Batman game I played was a Telltale one. which I thought was excellent. And then of course the Arkham series where Batman games are phenomenal. So yeah, I think there's a lot of stuff happening. Takes the best part of Souls and Bloodborne, makes them the love child that was wanted.
So for those artists out there, this is the art station for Vitaly Bogarov, and here's one of the sculpts that he did for the game. But he's a fantastic artist, so definitely check his work out.
Nice.
Yeah, if you go back to his main page, he's got a couple of different ones on it you can take a look at. And these are the actual sculpts, not the gameplay models.
Every time I go on ArtStation, I'm reminded just how many amazing people are out there. Every time I go to our student work, I'm amazed at how many amazing people are out there. And then I look at my stickmen and I'm like, when God was handling all the talent, that was not the one I got. If you have art talent, you got some of mine, take it away from me to give to you. That's how bad I am. So
DC fan event. Yeah, well, DC just had a big kind of house cleaning as well, right? And they're downsizing quite a bit.
Yep.
Oh, Shin Megumi made a donut in Blender. Sweet.
I made a donut. There you go. Make them donuts.
It's like Taurus. Enter.
All right, so this is going to be a really strong statement, but my favorite DC comic published series is Fables. So
this is going to be a stronger statement. I don't know what that is.
We'll educate you later.
All right. It's going to show off movies similar to the virtual comic convent. Nice.
All right, so who all is excited for new consoles this fall? I'm still waiting for the price. The cat and mouse game that's being played between Sony and Microsoft over the price is hysterical.
Yeah, it's like who's going to come in lower, who will announce it first, or
yeah, just
you think it's gonna be prohibitive, really?
So like $599, $699, define prohibitive. Are we gonna make the 3DO mistake?
I think I feel like just when you listen to it, $599 starts to get prohibitive. Like that's a fair chunk of money.
No, if it was me, if I was Microsoft, I would eat billions of dollars just to crush Sony and be like, $199, here we go. I mean, they can't do that. But like,
yeah. I mean, though, Microsoft, they're both going to take big losses on these. It's just how much of a loss.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he's a 3D modeler, Drawn Skull, and he also does industrial design. So he started off doing, I think he worked at Blizzard for a while, and then he designed some actual robots in Korea, and he's done a bunch of movie stuff. I think he worked on Battle Angel, maybe. And I think he does kind of freelance mechanical design. Yeah, he did. He has Alita in there. Yeah, he worked on the Alita body model, like the original one for her. And then he's done a bunch of stuff for this Mortal Shell, obviously. I would just look through his site. He does really great work, for sure. He's been really, really great at the industrial kind of robot mechanical stuff. It's kind of his bread and butter.
It's a good bread and butter.
It is.
The SoCon AMD processors.
They are honestly.
My gut is, I think $499. That's $450 to $499. That's what I think.
Yeah, I could see $499. I think $599 is it would put a dent in sales. $499, I feel like you would stretch to get that.
Which is insane to me because as a PC gamer, like I'm like, oh, here's $3,000 on my computer, no problem. And like these machines are $500. I'm like, what a steal, you know? But it's a different appetite.
That's all you can do with it too, is play games. Right? I guess Microsoft kind of has their ecosystem where you can watch movies and stuff, but you can't do like productivity on there or anything. It's honestly Well, like what for you, Shinsengumi or Shimigumi? What's prohibitive? So 400, you bought it at 400. So would 400 feel pretty good, or is that starting to push it? Like 500, is that starting to push it?
Now we wait.
I know.
Yeah,
So I had
for me,
go ahead.
I think $500 is the right price point. I think people will take it and go with it.
That's what I think too. Shimbagumi says 600 be a tipping point. Yep.
Oh,
699. Yeah, no way. 600.
No way. Nope. No, not at all. I mean, it would be a total just. I mean, the other thing that's going on too is you think about the fact that, I mean, we're talking about a global economic downturn right now. Reality, right? I mean, it's just the whole entire global economy is just. You could not have a worse time to launch a console. I know for a fact the conversations at the beginning of this year, before COVID-19 hit, the U.S. economy was at a record level economic. I mean, like historic unemployments in every racial group you can imagine in the United States. Booming economy. They were pretty excited about launching this fall, and COVID has changed those dynamics tremendously. No doubt about it.
Yep. Well, it's interesting because people have less money because of all the unemployment and stuff, but more people are playing games than ever before.
Yep.
So I think if they can price it at a place that people can afford, given the economy, then it'll do gangbusters for sure.
Well, if Microsoft does, they launched last year that the Xbox deal where you could get the console, the Game Pass Xbox Live combo for $39 a month, right? Like, so it's like almost like a phone deal, and like that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah,
and really I do think Microsoft has the advantage over Sony in the sense of the Game Pass opportunity. If you were strapped for money, right? You pay $14.99 a month. You have almost 200 quality titles, every first-party title from Microsoft that comes out. And you can now do the Android stuff. And we'll get into the Apple battle here. This makes a lot of sense. I
didn't even think about that. Right? So they would finance the machines for.
They were already doing it.
If they'll do that for zero interest, I think that would kill.
If you go to Xbox.com right now,
it would make a huge difference. If it was and it would sell a lot of Game Pass too. Oh yeah, they're already financing them. Wow.
That's the whole plan, right? So,
that's a smart move.
And it also works on PC, right? So Game Pass covers PC games, it covers the Xbox games, and now you can do Game Pass on Android. I mean, it's a pretty big deal.
Oh yeah. Oh, for One X, okay, 2 years of Game Pass, nice. Yeah, that's a smart move. Although, I mean, Sony could also finance their machines easily enough, I'm sure, but they don't have Game Pass to bundle it with. So
I actually don't know if that's an easier play for them because I guess they could tie it into their subscription service like they have with PSN Gold. But that's you're talking about credit financing at that point, right? I'm not sure it's Sony's space. I'm not saying they can't do it because they have the money to, but
well, they have the money to, or you could just partner with someone. There's a couple of different services now that do that stuff for a lot of them, like Affirm, and at least in the US. But so they get to. I mean, I'm sure they could work something out. They're a big enough company if they wanted to do that. But
yeah,
I feel like PlayStation and X, they're going after the same market but kind of different gamers, really.
Yeah, no, I agree. I would argue actually that the strategies are so polar opposite, right? Sony's goal is to make super quality first person premium titles that people will buy. They'll sell consoles and then they'll make that 30% on the store fees of everyone else's games too, right? Yep. So Microsoft's play is we want to be the Netflix for game streaming. Those are very different strategies. I think there's space, frankly, for both strategies, to be totally honest with you.
Sure, like
Yeah.
for me, the Sony appeals more. Like I want the actual gamer. I want the quality titles. I do. Like I don't want the competitive stuff, and I don't want just a million different games because I'm not gonna play a million different games. I'm probably gonna play buy the console. I'm gonna play 6 games the entire time I have it. But so I want really good ones that I can really get into. But if you're just wanting to play as much as possible or play competitively, like a lot of the shooters and stuff like that, then I can see Xbox being a bigger draw for sure.
Well, I mean, I will counter this and say, you look at some of the Xbox first party titles coming out.
Yeah, we
like,
looked at all of them.
well, I'm gonna say like even what's in Game Pass, right? Like, I mean, Grounded can be played single player or cooperatively, but it's not a competitive title. You know, and it's been pretty fun. I know it's still a little early, but I think it's been really good. So there's stuff there that still that scratches that itch. I just think Sony has personally better narrative driven titles.
Yeah, I mean to sell the console, right? And this was someone who was originally probably just going to get both of them, but now I'm thinking I might wait on the Xbox till a few more.
Well, you're also
games come out.
I mean, but Halo was why you get an Xbox, right?
Right. Yeah,
I mean,
honestly, it would have been.
So then why get an Xbox at all at the launch if the game you want isn't available, right? Like,
because the other games I want are on both, so I can just play them on Sony. Like I can play Valhalla on Sony, I can play Cyberpunk on Sony, I can play, you know. So you know, for exclusive titles, yeah, Halo is the one I would get for it.
Yeah, of everything coming out, that's your most excited title. Is that correct?
Which one?
Like just get Halo Infinite. Of all the games, like that's the one. Like, yeah, I'm gonna play that for certain.
No, but that's why I would get the Xbox.
It's Stray. Don't say it. Don't say it, Jeremy. Don't you say it.
No, I honestly I do think the one I'm most excited about it was Kena, and then the other one we looked at Sony, and I can't remember the title that had the dragon. I can't remember because they didn't really talk about the game much, so I'm excited to learn more. But if it looked amazing, so if the game is good, and Horizon Zero Dawn looked really cool. So not Zero Dawn, but the new one anyway.
Yeah,
New Horizon.
New Horizon.
And I do want to play Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah. If they didn't, yeah, I'm sure they will. And I'm working on getting an interview from someone there, so we'll see. Hopefully that works out. I'll let you guys know.
That'd be a fun interview. Yeah, just so you all know, so Jeremy and I we're working, we're getting things. September will be our interview month. We'll be launching some really cool interviews. That I think we're really excited about for you all. That will be relevant, hopefully, for what you guys are looking for. But yeah, did you see the announcement about multiplayer? Is this for Ghosts?
It feels like it'd be an interesting game to have multiplayer. Would it be?
I don't see
couch co-op. That seems like odd. Like, because you could totally explore different things.
I'm looking here. I don't see. I don't know how I missed that memo.
Do you have an article or something we could search for?
Let's see here.
Co-op book of 4 players. Oh, fighting. Oh, so it looks like it's on IGN. So it looks like maybe a separate thing where you're fighting.
Ghost Legends. We'll add free co-op multiplayer. That's cool.
Oh, there you go.
That's cool. I like it, but not a lot. I guess I like it.
All right.
So let's transition here to the. We've kind of touched on it a little bit, but let's dive in. Jeremy, run away with it, sir.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty complicated setup. So basically, the headline is that Epic Games is weaponizing their user base against Apple and Google. So there's a couple different things going on. So Epic, in a, I guess, bid to try to lower the transaction costs for the different stores, has bypassed the payment systems for both of them, being in breach of their terms of service. So in response, Apple and Google have banned Fortnite from their stores. So you can no longer get updates. So now there is a big lawsuit happening. So we can get into some of the other details about that momentarily. And then in other news with Apple, they have also basically Microsoft and Facebook as well have claimed that they are giving priority to non-gaming apps. And put them higher up in their rankings and stuff like that, and are basically discriminating against their applications because they have games on them. So there's a lot of stuff going on with that. With Epic, basically everyone, it's fairly obvious that this is a calculated move by Epic to
1,000%
turn their fan base, against Apple and Google as far as lowering these fees. But then there is the other side where this maybe is a good thing for them to do because they are big enough and they have a large enough fan base to try to get these fees lowered. So typically in the App Store, which I think Google and Apple, it's the same, I think, right? It's those 30% off of each transaction that they take. Which if you're a smaller company, that's a lot of your revenue, and really eats into your profit margin. So they're essentially trying to use their size and the number of their fans to try to get that lowered. Discuss.
Well, so this is in line. All right. So last year, this huge between the Steam user base and Epic Store, Epic started offering exclusives. They started buying exclusives on PC. Now, exclusives have happened on consoles forever, but the PC community had a aneurysm over this. They livid. Maneater, for example, is only available on the Epic Store now. So it's one of the titles. And Epic, Tim Sweeney came out and said, well, when Steam lowers their store fee, we won't have to do exclusives anymore. So Epic is positioning themselves as like the savior of the work, like the blue collar politician, right? Like we're the working's man, big guy. And and they have been doing that across the board. So now we get to today, which is the Google Store and the Apple App Store situation. And essentially they're making the same exact move. It is 100% calculated. It's also 100% time driven on purpose. So Microsoft and Facebook and Epic are all coming out after these guys at the same time. That is not a coincidence in any capacity. Nope. You're basically causing a revolt against the two largest phone manufacturers in the world, right? Yep. So to your point, Jeremy, Epic is probably the only company with a relevant user base that can actually make a difference in the space here.
Yeah, people are saying, or making saying like David and Goliath story, but they're like, well, it's more like a little Goliath versus bigger, because Epic is not small by any means. But I also agree that it would take someone of that size to affect any change in this space for sure.
Well, my prediction is that I don't think Apple's going to budge. I really don't. I don't know how much money. Let me look that up. Well, how much is?
But they're not
Fortnite Mobile.
I think. Well, I don't think they would budge voluntarily. But do you think this will be enough to force regulation? Because I think that's really what it is.
It's an antitrust play at a federal level.
Because for those that don't know, Apple, Facebook, Google, and Amazon CEOs were all called before Congress a couple of weeks ago, the U.S. Congress, for those outside of the states, and had to testify against antitrust practices, which in the U.S. it doesn't get used that much, especially now, but basically it takes large monopolistic companies and will break them up. So this happened to Microsoft. It was in the 90s when they got broken up a little bit. So there's been threats to break up some of these larger tech companies. So they were there to testify against that. So my thought is maybe this is time with that in mind as well, along with like the Facebook Microsoft partnership with their new streaming service and Mixer shutting down. So everybody's it's very time driven, as you said, all coming when all this is coming up publicly for everybody.
So So Epic just got on the Google Play Store in April of this year. Okay. And they were really upset about it. It was still bad. So they've had bad blood since because of Google's profit sharing plan. They've had issues with this for a long time. So to give you all perspective, let me hop over to Sensor Tower, which is a really great site if you're wanting to look up mobile revenue and games. But if we look at Fortnite, it's probably going to be gone now since it's no longer available.
Yeah, and if you want to read a really in-depth article about it, just run over to polygon.com. They have this is the one I have on the site. They have a pretty in-depth thing walking you through the whole thing about, Epic to introduce their it's because they introduced this new way to pay called V-Bucks. They're basically selling them at a discount, a 20% discount to bypass the Apple. So, which means they're trying to get Apple and Google down to a 10% revenue.
Which is in line with the Epic Store revenue.
Right. But that would be a huge hit to their profit margin. So
the Apple App Store has done 125 million installs. The Google Play Store launching last month has done 4.2. So this article was from May, so I'm sure it's substantially higher now. From April of 19 through this year, through May of this year, they've done over $1 billion in mobile space. So Apple's made $300 million off of this.
Off of Epic.
Off of Fortnite.
Yep.
So again, Epic, while it's big in gaming space, is minuscule compared to Apple. All right, like if we look at companies, I think Apple's valuation is like hit $2 trillion or something now. I'm not exaggerating. I think I just saw that. I think it's $2 trillion, or it's projected to. Anyway, so this is it's $1 trillion. So Apple's worth $1 trillion. And Epic is worth. That didn't work.
Well, Epic's still privately owned, right? So I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
Might have trouble finding that, actually.
There we go. Their valuation is 8.5 billion. I'm sorry, valuation is 17 billion. So just to put that in perspective, like this is like
Jeff Bezos himself could own Epic.
Yeah.
8 times over.
So what Epic is leveraging is what they do have, which is 125 million users, right?
Right.
So yeah, but I think to your point, Jeremy, this is all about breaking. I think they're actually trying to take down Apple and Google. I mean, I think, and I won't get into conspiracy theory stuff, but Epic is largely owned by Tencent, which is a Chinese company. Apple is pulling out of the Chinese manufacturing. That was announced 3 weeks ago. Apple is slowly moving out of Forbes. So Apple and Nintendo are 50 companies that are pulling out of China slowly. So
they're moving away from Foxconn.
Yeah. So that also may not be. It could be another factor into this attack. But I do think 30%. Full disclosure: game developer, game publisher. 30% is a lot. It's a lot of money when.
Yeah.
You see a game that makes $100 million. You think, oh, they made tons of money. It may cost them $95 million to make it market, right? So they're not making tons of money as you would think. Yes, it's money, but if you want to expand, build another product, keep going, that's huge chunks. So Epic, like I said, Tim Sweeney's been talking for years about getting these numbers down and making these companies pay more reasonable amounts of money. So I'm actually, for as a consumer, I think this is a great thing. I do.
I mean, it's hard to. I feel like whether this has been calculated or they all genuinely believe this, I feel like Epic has positioned themselves well. Like, if you want to talk about like the right side of history, or however you want to put that, but for the consumer, for the small business people, I mean, it looks good. It sounds good. It's good for consumers. It's good for the developers, especially the smaller developers, and it's hard to fault like Epic making more money. They just turn around and give it away. So it's and help the community and help people learn. And
Yeah, no, I mean, Epic is
mean,
doing
they're-
Epic's play is like it's like the
they're doing-
Robin Hood, right? It's like
Right.
Robin Hood of that may be too generous, but you know, kind of coming across that way.
Well, like they ran
Early,
a virtual for those that aren't into the film space, they ran a virtual production workshop, which is like 6 weeks. You go and you get to do their kind of crash course through all their virtual production stuff, learn everything. They pay you to do it. So you sign up, they give you $10,000 to take their course for 6 weeks. And it's basically meant to, pay your salary so you can take that time off work and like dedicate to it full time. And some people that I used to work with got into it and they made short films. And I mean, just stuff like that is just really cool. That they're willing to do that, especially during this time of COVID and like where virtual production's really picking up. And of course, I mean, it obviously helps them too, because some people know how to use the product and they can take it out to these places and do this work. But it's I've never heard of a company doing that before.
well, and the Epic Dev Grant, right? I mean, $120 million given away. I mean, still doing that? No, I mean, 100%. So I think Epic is in good standing in a lot of ways. There are issues there too. All those groups have that. But Shimigami said early access titles on Steam make only about 60% or so of their sales, if that. So that's a complicated question, Shimigami, because the answer is from Steam you get 70% of the growth of your net is 70%, right? But then there's a lot of other factors into that. So you have, if you build on Unreal Engine, then you're paying a 5% fee to Epic. So now you're at 65%. Actually, Epic's
That's
actually
over
comes
$1
at the
million,
top
right?
to buy a license outright.
Well, they just changed that, right? If it's under $1 million, then
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
that's,
they did.
then it's
Right.
free.
That's good call, Jeremy. But still, I mean, up until recently, that's been the case. Then you have your taxes, you have your processing fees. There's all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, when it's said and done, usually a studio is going to make somewhere between 40 and 55% off the top without any other cost built in. That's just base stuff gone. So, and it takes a lot of money to make games. It's not cheap. So.
John Scully, I would recommend ArtStation over DeviantArt. It's definitely more professional.
1000%.
Place. It's just easier. It's not to say there aren't really great artists on DeviantArt. It's just much harder to find them.
Yeah. No. DeviantArt has become, I think it's actually lost some credibility professionally, and it kind of got taken over with like furries and things. So
this is more hobbyists and stuff now, at least.
Yeah, I
you
agree.
would find quickly. You have to really search to find good people. But ArtStation is it's so easy to find amazing work on there if you're just looking for inspiration.
Jeremy, what was the anime site you sent me the other day that I'd never heard of? It's kind of like ArtStation.
Pixiv.
Pixiv. Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, so it's basically like Instagram, but for Japan. It's in Japanese, so it's a little tricky to navigate. But yeah, it's basically Instagram for anime art. So there's a lot of really great artists. Yeah, no worries, Shin Megumi. Glad to have you here. It's always a more fun one.
Yeah, John's messaging too. We've had some messages, not just you.
Yeah.
I mean, we had Teacher Man who currently wakes up by. Stu was here for a little bit. Bright was here. I think he had class. World Order was here earlier too. I mean, so we've had. This is about you guys. I mean, we do this stream for you guys, so we love when people are messaging us. It makes us very happy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go. So look up the Xbox X Play stuff as well, because I know that
the Apple Store or
yeah.
Let's take a look. xCloud, right? xCloud. That's
yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. I mean, I also at one level, don't blame Apple, right? Like these are Apple's competitors.
Right.
I mean, so American antitrust laws are very complicated. But one could argue that it makes Microsoft a sore loser because they can't get a phone correct, with the Nokia deal. But overall, I do think that the cost is outrageous.
Yeah. So basically, they're not allowing the xCloud service on iOS at all.
Yeah.
Which means you cannot. I guess you can stream to Facebook Gaming through your xCloud account on an Apple. Although that's
cool.
Probably not happening then. You're not going to be streaming from your phone, most likely.
So the App Store revenue last year was $50 billion.
So it's interesting because the Epic stuff, that's a drop in the bucket. $300 million.
Well, actually, Apple. So there's some interesting thoughts here. Like Apple's trying to make a space and play in the space as well, but the Apple App Store, to give you perspective, like Apple's net revenue is way high, is astronomical. Like, let me look here. I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, Microsoft.
Apple did 59.7 billion June quarter, so last year.
Oh, just in the quarter.
Yeah.
So what, 240 billion for the year, give or take?
I'm confirming that. 51.4 billion. Sean Lemon said be 55 billion. Maybe that was right. Apple did $59.7 billion. Yeah, I mean, so that's a pretty amazing quarter.
Yeah, so they're doing all right.
That's this year. That's with the coronavirus happening. They still did that.
Well, I mean, but that makes sense why you would fight Epic on this then, or you wouldn't budge with them, right? Because the revenue from Epic that you're making is a drop in the bucket. But if you lower your prices for all apps across the board, that would be a huge hit. Right, 20% of your App Store revenue.
Well, I mean, so let's just take let's just say it's $60 billion for App Store revenue for the year. So you're taking $12 billion away.
Yeah,
we're talking billion. We're talking billion. That's
$12 billion. That's some real money. Versus 300 million that they're losing with Epic, which is nothing.
Agreed.
So.
This is an interesting time. It's interesting to see where this all heads out, because it is. I mean, Microsoft kind of started this. They really, and Microsoft's a larger company than Apple. So Microsoft's worth 1.6 trillion.
Yeah, and do you think that weaponizing the fans, that's enough to move the needle on that or not?
So here's the question. The fact that we're after both Google and Apple is interesting. Is Qualcomm going to come out and make a whole new platform? Where is there a new phone? Does one of these companies come out with a new phone? Right. That's the next question I have, because right now, outside of those two, there's no other players. So where are you going to send these people? It's not like you're saying leave Apple and come down, get the new Epic phone,
Well, you can still play it on the phone. You just can't get it through the store, so you have to download it directly.
Yeah. Well, not Apple. That's for Google. I don't think Apple lets you do that.
No. Yeah, maybe somebody in chat has clarification on that. Yeah, I guess if you didn't have it jailbreaked or something.
No, but lower fees will open up doors to better developers. What do you mean by that? because as someone that lived through the evolution of the early stages of the App Store to what happened, I would argue, yes, you can sideload the app on the Android where you can't. Yeah, correct. I meant more developers, not better. Okay, yeah, big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I don't know if you get better. You get more, yeah. You'd probably get the occasional innovation.
Well, I look at Steam.
Not going to get currently.
I look at Steam, right? And so Steam used to be you'd go through the Steam greenlight process. The games, when we launched one of our first product on Steam 5 years ago now, we were the 3,900 something game on Steam. Someone look up how many games are on Steam right now, because
yeah. Well, then the whole model changes, right? Because it's up to you to market and get the word out and get people looking at it.
So in 2015, yeah, they released. So we came out in January of 2015, January 1, and they had literally like 2,000 or 3,000 titles. That year, they had 3,000 titles released. The next year, they had 4,200 titles, and then they opened up the deal where you just paid $100, and then your title gets on automatically. See, then you got this rush and flow of just really bad, cheap,
30,000. 30,000.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Christy? Correct, right?
Kirsty.
So, Kirsty, I'm so sorry. I apologize. And I think it's and that's the stuff being pulled off. So your discoverability is shot.
Right.
It's absolutely shot. So it's kind of the same idea of sometimes opening the floodgates. I don't think via the app stores, I've seen this, and with Steam now, I don't think opening the floodgates. I think a controlled system, a controlled platform is the way to go. Clearly, I'm saying that as a consumer because every other group is doing the opposite of that.
Well, that's for across the board, right? Like people talk about even streaming, right, on Twitch. Like the fact that anyone can do it means everyone is doing it now. So like where before you could just be like good at Fortnite and grind it out, now that's not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah. By the way, I actually think Steam's numbers are closer to 40,000 games now. So again, it's all about opinions and what you like to see. I would rather have fewer quality products. This is my personal opinion. Just kind of going back to the same topic that we've touched on multiple times that Jeremy and I have, which is I would rather see some super high quality 10 to 20 hour product games, even 5 to 10 hour product games, than these 300, 400 hour products that I just don't have time to play.
Well, and to be honest, they don't have time to make good. I mean, maybe the mechanics or the hook or something could all be good, but you don't have enough time to make 300 hours worth of game look amazing. It's just not possible.
I just purchased early access title on Steam. It got slammed by some fans for going into beta a few days ago. Okay, so give us a little more details there, Shin. So are you saying that it launched and went straight to beta, or that they don't think it's ready for beta? Like, what's the slamming, and what title is it? Edge of Eternity. I don't know if I've heard of that one. Let's look that up.
Well, like an interesting one, I think, would be something like Mortal Shell, right? Like, how did they get that to catch on?
All right, so this game has been out since December 5th. It's been out for a year and a half. It's got 82% rating overall, 81. I don't know why people are upset about it. That's just silly.
Star game. Awesome. Are you enjoying it?
Hey, open teams is the way to go with early access, I think. By the way, Kirsty, thank you for finding that information for us. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess you could say the fans are or people on Steam could also damage the products there. When you
They
get
do
that,
all the time.
yeah, when you get that big of a platform.
As a game developer, nothing makes me angrier than when I see someone that has like literally like spent hundreds of hours in our product and like, well, it's been a good game, but they changed the boot mechanic, and so I don't like it anymore. It's like you've spent. I saw a review on a product that I own. They have played it for 3,000 hours and left it a bad review over a boot. Like what? And you're so dependent on reviews, at least on
Right.
Steam Store.
Well, I think most things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah. Well, that's kind of the latest stuff we've got going on, guys, this week. Anything that you guys else want to talk about? Anything that's come up for you all? Anything we've missed? Is there a major event that has happened in the gaming space this week that we missed? That Jeremy and I are just tuned out on that we missed, and you guys can call us out on it.
Yeah, no,
By the way,
I agree, Shimigumi. I mean, it is really hard work to make games, but it's definitely easy to tear things down and criticize them. So
I had an employee one time that we had a product that was it was a low budget title. It wasn't great. It wasn't designed to be this big deal. It was kind of supposed to be a fun little casual cheap product. And they really got upset with some people. It's like, we worked really hard on this. And I'm like, they don't care. Consumers don't care. Right. Like, and that's something we have to just live with. It's just part of the deal. Yep. Yeah. No, it's and part of it, there's different reasons. Sometimes it may be that we did a bad job as developers making something. It could be there's a glut of the type of product. There's all kind of factors. But at the end of the day, people don't care. They have chosen to spend money on you and your product, and they have an expectation for that. So yeah, I don't know if RPG Maker games are still a thing. Is that even still come out a lot anymore? You can't bet on people being realistic, not in entertainment.
Yeah, not anymore.
Not in movies, not in games. So that's just part of it. And I don't fault consumers for that either. I don't think it's fair to developers a lot of times. But that doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, the consumer gets to choose where they put their money. And you have to be competitive for that. And it's the same with streamers, right? I mean, people want to watch who they want to watch. There might be amazing streamers. I use this example. I used to live in Nashville, Tennessee. And I used to joke when I lived there. First, when I got there, I said I could play guitar. And then I got there and hung out with people and realized I don't play guitar. I fiddle around the guitar. And then I realized you could go downtown at 10:30 in the morning and literally listen to a world-class musician who's on the street corner trying to make money. Their talent is world-class. But they're not a world-class talent in the sense that they're not known, right? Why? Because it's hard to become it's hard to become relevant worldwide or in the music industry. It's not that they lack the talent to play music. Maybe they lack the talent as an entertainer or as a songwriter, or they just haven't gotten a break. All those things factor in. But I learned a valuable lesson in that there are a multitude of factors for success, and one missing ingredient can guarantee non-success.
Yeah. Well, and I would say that, just to bring that back around to the school and our students, I would say that factors in the same there. Like, being good at what you do is only part of it. Mm-hmm. There's other factors for success. Just having the opportunity in our industry, timing, honestly, is half of it. You just need to be getting out there when there's in between films or in between game projects, when they're hiring or ramping up that thing that you're doing. And then you also need to be pleasant to work with, as we've covered many times. You could be the best person on earth at that thing, but if no one wants to work with you, then you won't get anywhere either. So
yeah,
it all needs to come together, and everyone has different aspects of that they're better at. And I think spending some time and really becoming self-aware of what yours are will really help you in the long run in your field as well, because you can leverage that. Like maybe you aren't the best artist, but maybe you have maybe you're good, but you have other aspects that a studio would really want, that you would want to talk up or try to get into the industry in a little bit of a different way that highlights something that you're better at. Or maybe you're an amazing artist, but you just have a really hard time talking to people. So you need to really play up your art and be more visual about it and go after those jobs where that's less important. Maybe you're not at a big studio, or maybe you like to find people to work with that can really support you in those things that you're not as strong at. But really spending some time to figuring out what that is for you is really important.
Absolutely. And we've used this example before, but Jeremy has been at companies that have been shut down, but he was usually one of the very last people to go, because even though he was a good talent, he did the things that people didn't like to do. He would take on an element of the job that people don't like, and he would do it and do it well, and so that made him valuable. So yeah, there are things like that are important to do and to learn, and honestly, it's a skill that will serve you well outside of just work.
Oh, absolutely. Well, self-awareness in general will just make your life better. But,
yeah, 100%.
Since we're talking about the job space specifically, I would say it's extremely important to have that going into anything that you're wanting to do as a career, and really getting to know yourself will help you out tremendously. It's not what you know, but who you know. Yep, absolutely. But it's both of those things, right? Like what you know and being able to do the job competently is table stakes. Like everyone in there can do that. So what else do you have that can set you apart? Or how can you get to know those right people, right? Like how can you be the person that they know? How can you market yourself better than the other person that might be just as good as you, but they're not getting out there? So how can you get those opportunities? Or what is unique about you that could add something to that studio that someone else couldn't add?
I'll say too, never apply for a job and have an interview when you haven't researched the company. And what I mean by that is, I have interviewed people, Jerry, I know you do a lot of interviewing. When someone comes in and I ask them, some questions, I'll ask about the company, or if they have any questions, I can usually tell when someone's done research on where I'm working currently, and if they know anything about our company.
Yep.
That's like the unwritten, but like everyone should know rule. You need to know what are they looking for? What kind of talent are they looking for? What have they worked on recently? What have they not worked on? Like, do your research, figure everything you can, because it can give you a leg up in an interview process. Yeah. So we definitely recommend. Sorry.
And learn to be good or learn to give intelligent answers in the interview process as well. Like if someone asks you, like, tell me about yourself, they don't want to know what you did in kindergarten, right? And they don't want you to walk them through your resume. They have the resume in front of them.
No, never do that. Never. If you don't, please, yes, no. Hiring manager 101. Do not walk me through your resume.
I mean, this is I use this because it's a very common example, and it's how it's like the softball question in a lot of interviews to start it off, to break the ice a little bit. It's like, tell me about yourself. Have a good answer for that. What about you will be valuable to them?
Yep.
Sorry. That's what they're asking you.
Yeah, guys, it's funny because you think about the interview being about you, but an interview is really about the person interviewing you or the company. It's about what you can do for them. It's not about you. And I think that's often, I think a lot of people don't get that. You're selling yourself to them. People understand that level. But people tend to think about interviews of being about them. I got to talk about me and myself and what I can do because I need to get this job, or I want this job. And those are all true things, but the interviewer doesn't really care about you. They care about what you can do for them. I mean,
right. Well, because that's their job, is to find people that can do the things that they need to have done and be an effective part of the team.
Yep.
And yes, they probably, at a good company, they care about you as a person, but that will take time to get in. So during that interview process, what can you do to make that company better? And it shows a couple things, right? It shows that you know yourself well enough, you researched the company well enough to know how to put those two things together, and you saw something that you could do that maybe someone else can't, and if you can articulate that to them, that will definitely give you a leg up. And there are positions or times in the industry where this may not prove true. Like if people are desperate to find people, you may not have to do any of this. They will hire whoever they can get their hands on because they need butts and seats.
And that does happen.
And that has happened. I got a job at a sports company. I did not play sports games. I'm not a huge sports fan. They brought me in. They're like, well, what do you like about sports? I'm like, I don't really. I just like to do art. And I got the job there. Would that happen now? Probably not. So I wouldn't recommend that.
But you did, but you were honest, right? Which there is a value about knowing yourself too, right? Like that there is some time.
Yes, I was like, no, I don't really play these games.
I love playing basketball and getting touchdowns.
Right.
And making a touchdown.
Right. It was like, but I really like making accurate faces, and that's what you need me to do. So
yep.
It doesn't matter if I can play the game or not.
One question that I think is a great question in interviews for you to ask what do you ask questions relevant to the company culture? Ask about the company culture. Those are things that are really, I think, good. I like when I'm interviewing people to ask at least something about the company.
Yeah, for sure.
That's important to me, unless I just want the peon that will never say a word, and that's not who I ever hire. So there are jobs that I do want that, but asking questions about company culture are always good things. How, where do you see the benefits of the culture of the company? Are there any, are there things of the company culture that I feel like I could fit in well here because I like the company culture and there's this going on? You may not say like the company culture, but you want to be able to plug in that space. Culture is very relevant today in companies. The other thing is try to stay calm. You can be excited and animated, but also stay calm in an interview. Don't be overly excited.
But not too calm.
Yeah.
Because I've also had the opposite, where it's like, why are you here?
Do you want to be here?
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeremy, for interviewing me. I'm so excited to be looking at Switching Spectrum.
Yeah.
How are you? Oh, okay. Could have fooled me.
You don't seem very excited to be here.
Drawn School, when do you start your 3D modeling course? Silence.
No.
No, but again, guys, we really appreciate you all hopping on with us, and Shimigami, thank you for hanging out and chatting. To everyone that has been with us and that has chatted today, and we really appreciate you guys. I think we're going to be wrapping up here in a minute, but shout out to just gave us a follow today. Pixie Evil gave us a follow. Got someone else here too, but we really appreciate you guys stopping by and hanging out with us and making this a fun stream.
And then we do have some interviews coming. Definitely for the interviews, we'll try to announce those early. So if you are a student with us, we'll definitely be announcing those in Slack to build those up. We want to make sure you have time to get in so you can ask the interviewers questions. We do have all of these up on YouTube if you want to check those out, but I know it's nice to come in and interact with the interviewers. So we're hopefully line up some really, really cool people that I think you'll want to jump in and talk with. I'm not going to drop any names, not because it's an issue. It's just because they have not confirmed. So I don't want to get you excited and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Because they could bail.
Yeah. It's more because it could fall through. So I want to make sure it's confirmed and everything before we do that. Oh, nice, John Skull. We'll be glad to have you. And yes, we'll work on our Bob Ross ZBrush.
That's right. We'll try one more evening.
I know. I could get two like tripods with the mics like couple different mics in different directions, like right at the Wacom tablet, so you could pick up every little thing.
I just want to see you in the Bob Ross Fro, man. That'll be like the best. That'll just make my life better.
I know. Maybe like we could do that as like the Halloween stream.
Oh, I love it. It's a great idea. So what do I dress
know.
up as? As a tree for you, like a background tree.
A happy little tree.
Just a happy little tree. Look at
That would be so creepy. You could like stand in the background and put like trees, and then have like a green screen and dress up as a tree and just stand there, and like slightly move as you're talking.
That's terrifying. No,
That would be
it's horror. It's Halloween. Scary, right? There you go. Dressing up as Bob Ross and terrifying horror elements.
Oh, that'd be creepy.
You could be the thing the paint goes on.
The canvas. Yep.
Whatever those things are called. The paint thingy
Yeah,
majigger.
you could dress up as a canvas. You could. All you'd have to do is roll yourself away and just have your white wall there. Oh, the thing he holds. Oh, the palette. No.
I green screen, take a picture of that, and just put my eyes and my mouth on the wall.
That was so creepy.
Like, what's the Thumb Wars guy, Thumb Man, and all that stuff? Steve, what's his name? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
It was a really. I know Thumb Wars for a fact. There's a whole entire thing around it. Oh well, I can't find it, but I promise you, it's a real thing. Thumb Wars, the Phantom Cut Cuticle. That's it. Here we go. Steve Odorakic. How do we say his name? Yep, real thing. So
Nice.
yep.
Drawn Skull. I have no idea. I have not heard about that. Just
stand
yeah,
in
you could
silence
just
on the walk.
you could hold it and then I could just draw on it while you just stand there.
That's brilliant.
Dressed as a tree, and then we have ASMR mics like all.
I can make weird sound effects on
That
top
would
of
be
it.
the weirdest stream.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the guy who did Kung Pao Enter the Fist. That's the guy I'm talking about.
Oh, well, that was an amazing film. So
World class quality right there, folks.
I know that was a good time.
Well, everybody, thank
All
you
right.
so much for hanging out with us tonight. We really appreciate you. Remember that you matter, your life matters. Thanks for hanging out with us. Please feel free to check out CG Spectrum, our website, if you're interested in any of our courses. We have a nice collection of them for you, from visual effects to 3D modeling and animation to game design. So head over and take a look. And this week, I think our next stream coming up is Troy tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yep, that'll be Troy tomorrow, and then I believe we have a guest concept art stream because Brandon is on vacation. So Thursday, I believe Tyler is gonna fill in.
Excellent.
Who he's gonna do? He always does really awesome stuff. So check it out. Nick Unden, he's fairly new. He's been with us for 6 months, a year.
Yeah.
He's teaches our 3D animation. He's a game animator. Yeah, he's really great if you take the course from him. So.
Blue's Clues is our handy dandy notebook. That's right. Who's Clues? Blue's Clues.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, we'll have to do something fun for Halloween. We've got, I guess we got a month and a half. We can plan something cool.
Halloween's in a
2
month and a
months.
half?
No, 2 months, right?
Oh my word,
October.
dude. It's like 96 degrees where I live. I'm like,
I know.
fall, 2 months away.
2.5 months. Bob Ross in the ASMR stream. Yeah.
Dude, I still think I should be like dressed up as a golf commentator and like, you know, play by
And
play.
comment on it. Well,
Yeah. That was a beautiful stroke there. Look at the way he used the Wacom tablet with a slight stroke to the left.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That'd be good. We'll think on that.
All right. Well, guys, have a wonderful night. We really appreciate you all, and we will see you next Monday.
Yeah, thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.